on a philosophical level that I had to tap
Oh
in with.
shit, we getting real Plato and Aristotle right now.
Bro, matter of fact, it was KRS-One,
Oh,
and
okay.
he was doing this lecture, bro, and he said he had the crowd say rock star, right, and they all said rock star, and he goes, all right, now without moving your lips, without a word at all, he's like, just in your being, say rock star, right? Y'all do it. What was that sound you just heard?
It was me.
It was me. It was me in my
But
head.
how? But
Okay.
how?
Okay. Oh, you get real. Okay. Did you know that there's a large percentage of people that don't hear that, like that have no inner dialogue?
Oh
They're
yeah.
psychos.
There is a large. No, it's fact. There is a large percentage of people that do not have inner dialogue.
Yeah,
They're just out of touch with themselves, bro.
But the thing is, I think I think
No,
that's true, but I think it's the way that they interpret the world is different. They don't need to like necessarily talk to themselves. I think some people actually just have feelings of like you know how some people can't imagine shit. Like if I tell you like, oh, imagine a plane, you
Yeah,
can
you
kind
did
of
this
like.
to me at work the other day.
I did?
Yeah, was it not you?
No, I don't think it was me.
No, it was in ILT. You were like, "Hey, if I tell you to imagine,
Oh, I think I did. I think I did.
flower or something like that," and I was like, "No, I can't."
Oh
do that.
yes,
Like,
we did talk about this.
yeah. I was like, I can't do that. Like, I can't just like close my eyes and see a blue flower. That's weird. Okay, here's a bigger mind fuck though. How do deaf people talk to themselves?
Bro,
If they've never heard words before.
They sign.
If they've never heard words. Do they sign? Do they go like?
They sign
Do
in
they
their
see fingers moving in their head?
I
Look at the course.
I think I actually heard. I think I actually.
No, but seriously, if they've never heard words before, they've never heard how a word sounds. How do they think to themselves in their head?
I think they actually do sign. I think I heard this once because I had
So
the
what
same
happens
question.
to kids that have? What happened to kids that didn't learn sign language until later in their life?
They still sign. No, but that's the thing too. Like, I mean, later in their life, they might sign. Actually, I don't know, but but I think people do develop an inner, like most of us probably have an inner voice that like it feels like it verbally talks to us. But I think there's a lot of people who have that same. It works the same, but it serves the same function, but it works differently. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
No, that doesn't make sense.
So like instead of it's kind of the difference between like you have a car, I have a motorcycle. They're gonna get to the same place at the same time, but the function of them, like how they operate and how we're gonna go about operating them, are different. There are different rules to it.
Bro, on the plane from Miami, I was talking to this lady and she's like, "Oh, I know all these languages." I was like, "Hey," I was like, so when you're talking in all these languages,
this is a good point because I talk about this.
Are you translating in your mind? She goes, no. She goes, when I'm speaking to somebody, she goes, and I am listening and I'm preparing to respond. She goes, I'm doing all that in my head in that language.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's nuts. I was like, because I can
completely
barely
opposite.
see, and so like what Zero's saying, it's like it's the same function, right? It's
That's
the
interesting how that works.
It's the same functionality.
I want to hear how he just said it is exactly.
When
how
I speak
do it.
Spanish, when I speak Spanish to somebody, I'll listen to the response. It'll translate in my head to English. I'll think to myself in English, and then I'll translate what I thought out.
No
in Spanish.
way! What?
Wow.
I swear to God, bro, it's the weirdest fucking thing.
That's so weird.
Like, if you talk to me in Spanish right now, I'm hearing it. Like, I hear Spanish words, but I'm like, my brain is translating it to English.
That's crazy.
And then I'll be like, "Oh shit, this is how I'm gonna respond," and I respond back in Spanish. But it's like instantaneously. It's fucking weird. And I didn't know that was weird until I talked to like multiple people, and they were like, "Oh no, like I just hear it in Spanish and I respond back."
You understand? Yeah, because I just I hear it in Spanish, and I'll be like, "Okay, I know the words that I'm going to say in Spanish."
So and to add on to that, because I put some thought into this one, was for blind and deaf. In the deaf,
the blind. How do they picture shit in their mind?
So I think that I mean this is me going out on a whim. I think maybe, bro, they just see shit in the sensation in which they're observing it. You know what I mean? Like,
how do you feel a sensation, or how do you see a sensation,
bro?
Okay,
imagine you're
because
able to think a sensation like that.
Yeah, okay, I know how smooth feels, so now I can see smooth.
So yeah, so think about it like this, because I thought about it like touching something soft, right? Like, so somebody who's blind touching something soft, all they know to if they wanted to think of soft in their mind, to picture it or to try to translate it in their mind, all they know is the sensation that they're feeling through touch, right? Because touch is one of our core senses. You get what I'm saying? And so, and two, also adding into the effect of when you lose one sense, all the other ones are heightened. And I think that's one of the reasons, because the reasons why we have these senses is for fucking survival and reproduction. Like, you get what I'm saying? So this sense of touch, something soft, okay, it's not dangerous. This thing, like, you know what I mean? It sucks because the touch for somebody who's blind, I guess, can be correlated with a lot of different things. Pants, a jacket, a couch, a pillow. Like, so they lose the faculty of having something visual for us where we take advantage of it. So somebody deaf, touch also has a certain feeling to it too. You know what I mean? Because that's something.
Don't you think that couldn't it be a possibility that instead of excuse me.
And this is assuming this person was born blind or born deaf. This is assuming that, not that they lost these faculties.
Don't you think that there could be a possibility that instead of visualizing it, they get the sensation of soft? Because if you think about it, right? Like when you lose one sense, your others are heightened, right? But it all, like, we all have all 5 of our senses, but you could tell how something tastes by how it smells.
Yeah.
And that's you're not visualizing, like, you're actually using that sensation.
Oh my god.
So if you think like, oh, this is how this would feel, like, do you think that maybe they could feel it instead of thinking of how it feels? Oh my god, I'm sorry. Damn. But Kelly says, well, it's kind of like how do they know what you look like based off of touching your face?
I don't think they do. I think they get like a very rough, I guess, estimate. Obviously they're like, there's no way to really tell, to be able to be like, oh yeah, you know exactly, you know what I look like. But I think, I don't necessarily even think that the other senses get heightened. I think we're so obviously blessed to have like sight and touch and shit like that, to where we can forget about a lot of different inputs, to where blind people, like, obviously only have 4, so they pay attention a lot more to the details of their whatever they're relying on. So like in this sense, in this case, it would be sense. You know what I mean? They can like remember that a lot more because it's the thing that they rely on the most, to where us, we're like, I remember that car was blue. I remember he had a red shirt on. And to them, it's like, I need my sense. That is my vision.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Like, let me get back so many things cramming up the bandwidth.
Yeah, like shit. There is no memory of what they saw, because there's just
more straight to the source type of thing.
Yeah.
Now think it now. I'm not proud of this, but now there is. I think there is a correlation with.
He's gonna be like, I fucked a blind girl.
No. I'm glad you saw yourself right there. Okay.
This is something wild, because right now my hands got sweaty, bro. It's like, when I think, I used to be on like MDMA really bad when I was younger. Really, really bad. And now, still to this day, bro, if I think about rolling, like if I think about getting on a roll, my palms will get sweaty. And like right now, I started thinking about it, like my palms got sweaty. And I was like, oh fuck, that's probably the same thing like what Cisco's talking about right now. Like when they want to visualize something in their head, they feel it in their hands, or they feel it on their feet, or they get these certain rushes. Like, you know what I mean? Like think about riding your favorite roller coaster type shit. You know what I mean? Like there's that certain feeling sometimes you'll get in your stomach, like, oh,
or even like, oh, thinking about how the sun felt when you walked outside, or how the ocean
hitting your face. Yeah.
Like you do get a certain sense of that, but is it your brain like? Is it your brain like getting flashbacks and forcing you to feel that, or are you visualize? Yeah, it's fucking interesting. Let me ask this question then.